In this video, we'll see how to use zones in the C4 level editor. Again, I'll be working from the same level used in the previous videos. So the reason why you would want to use zones is a way of grouping together geometry, and ultimately it's used to facilitate a method for volume partitioning. So we can divide the world up into different areas and only draw the areas that we need to for any given time during the game. And the reason you'd want to do that is to speed up your game. If you're drawing less things, your game can potentially run a lot quicker. So, first step in creating zones is to enable the zones page on the ribbon. Zones are 3D areas. You can create different types. A box zone is the most common, but you can also make cylinders, domes, polygon zones, and you can even edit them very precisely by vertex. What I'm going to do is make a zone that can contain our entire world so far, all the geometry. And actually, to make this more interesting, I'm going to create a similar platform adjacent to the existing platform. What I will do is, since we already have this nice rotating bridge that we can have rotate when we trigger it, I'm going to try to place the platform so it's just far enough out that the bridge allows us to reach it. So to help me size the distance, I'm just going to copy our bridge temporarily, use it as a ruler here, rotate it around. If you hold down the shift modifier as you're rotating, you can hold it to 45-degree increments there. So this will, I'm just going to kind of guess where it stops at that quarter rotation. Okay, so that shows me about how far out I need to put my platform. To create my platform, I'm just going to copy the previous one that we made. Control C, Control V, place right exactly on top of the previous one. Just drag that out. Zoom in a bit so I can see the grid lines. And just kind of get that where I want. And I'll select that bridge and delete it. Okay, so now we have a nice identical platform. The bridge should be able to rotate over, and we can walk across the bridge and go visit the other side. So what I'm going to do now is go to our zones page and draw a zone that can hold all of our original platform. Just check where this is real quick. So I'm going to move this platform one over and then scale the zone a little bit larger, right to that grid line here. Okay, so that zone, I gotta scale it right here. So this zone will completely contain all of the geometry on the right side of the map. And you can see, at least based on the extents, that is true. However, the scene graph has not been modified yet to actually represent that relationship. So what I'm going to do now is holding down shift, I'm going to click on all of the different items in the world except that new platform that's on the left. So I'm going to not select it, and then I'm going to use the Move Nodes tool, move these, and just drag right on top of the box zone that we just made. So now they are all children of the box node within the scene graph. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make another zone. So I'm going to select the zone we just created, and Control C to copy, Control V to paste it. I'm going to move its positioning so that it's just to the left, but adjacent to the one on the right. Actually, let's see if I can name these. I can go to Info, and so the name here, I'll name this one that I've currently clicked on as the right. And the other one I'm going to in that left zone. Alright, so I have right zone and left zone, and I'm going to move the floor that's on the left, make it a child of the left zone. Okay, so we have these two zones now. Now, I'm going to play this level now, and it's going to be broken, and then I'll show you how it's broken and explain why that's the case. So save and play. Okay, so you can see we have the platform here. We're getting some weird stuff going on with the sky. It turns out the skybox is broken again. So let's go back and fix that. Alright, so what happens is each zone has their own properties for how skyboxes are rendered. So if you go to Get Info, you need to enable Render Skybox for both zones. Now you'll notice that before I just moved everything over to all the original geometry and items I moved into the right zone. Put the skybox in there. I've found that the skybox, if you place one within the zone, it will not render. I believe there might be some combination of settings where you can have independent sky zones per zone. But what works consistently for me is actually leaving the skybox in the infinite zone and then making sure that your child zones have enabled render skybox. So we only have this one skybox, and it will be shared between the two zones. Okay, so let's try again. Alright, so now we have a skybox rendering. We can see all our geometry, everything looks just like before. But one strange thing is that we just built that identical platform on the opposite side just across the bridge, but we can't see it. So let me jump up on the platform, trigger our bridge to rotate over, and let's just make a leap of faith. And look, okay, so here there in fact is the other platform, but now we can't see anything. Can't even see the bridge on the other side, and it's a lot darker too. I was lucky enough to land back on the bridge here. So yeah, again back on the other side. Now we can't see anymore. So this gets so the zones have proven effective in limiting what we render. We're only drawing anything, only the stuff where the character is. So whatever zone we're in is what gets drawn. What we'd really like to do is be able to chain zones together so that if we can see another zone or see the entrance to another zone, that it actually renders. And that's where portals come in, and that will be the topic of the next video. So be sure to check that out.